Hello, and welcome to my YouTube Live. Today, February 1st, 2023. Tomorrow is Groundhog Day. We'll see what happens. Well, I don't know if you saw my Facebook Live today, like an hour ago, but if you haven't, go see it. It was fun. It was short, but it was a Facebook Live where I show you basically my kitchen and what I was putting away and my plans for the week. So nothing fancy, just an everyday uh, life, every day, yeah, life in Gustavo's life, so that you can see that I'm a real person like you, and I buy things and I put away things and I plan my meals, etc. In that Facebook Live, I cooked some corn in the instant pot for 4 minutes, and it's delicious. Um, I am not advertising this because I wish they paid me, but they don't. But I have to say, for your own benefit, if you're trying to give up salt, and it's difficult because it was difficult for me, this is truly amazing. It's a game changer forever and ever. It's called Benson's Table Tasty. And like I said, I don't have a code or a coupon so that I can get money from it. I'm just letting you know that the first time I used it, I was shocked by how salty this tastes. And it doesn't have salt, it's all herbs and just natural, yeah, just herbs basically. But you will be able to give up salt because, as you all know, all the sodium that we need is in the whole foods that we eat, the whole food plant based foods that I teach you in this channel and in my 7-day detox and reset program, and that is online. And when you go over your amount of sodium that is recommended, which is extremely low, by the way, then your body starts to protect itself by holding water. And of course, when you hold water, you gain weight. And that may be one reason why you're struggling with weight. So try giving up adding extra salt by using something like this. And of course, for some people, holding fluid in the body will increase the volume of the thickness of the blood, and it will cause high blood pressure. So that's a good reason, among many others, to not add salt. In the same video this morning or a little while ago, I had a fresh uh, honeydew melon. Mm, that I was going to cut, and now it's already cut. There is so much water and fiber here that this is whole food. This is whole food. Nothing taken out. Nobody took out the fiber, nobody took out the water, and intact fiber and water will create satiety. You will feel full. It's also the best way to detoxify your body. Um, Fiber does. Fiber detoxifies, helps take toxins out of the body. So this week, I'm starting something very exciting. I've never done it, and it is a 10-day marathon. It's free, and it's basically every day I will show you a simple meal that you can put together with 3, 4 ingredients. This is what I do in my 7-day detox and reset program. I show people how you don't have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. Actually, you can spend very little money, because we use things that are the least expensive things that you can find in a supermarket or in a market. So, but you just have to know a few basics and strategies, and that's what I do in my 7-day program. And if you want to take a look at it, visit my website, which is plantemas.com, and go to webinars there. Then go to live workshops, and you will see it. Okay, it's really worth taking a look at it. So what I'm going to do this week for free for you is every day I will show you a simple meal. I say simple is best. Simple, and I say simply delicious, because you can make delicious food with very few ingredients. And I've become sort of an expert in that area, and I want to share that with you. And if you want to watch that live, you will need to register in my Zoom mm, sessions. It's free, and you don't have to pay or do anything. And the link to that Zoom will be, I will post it here later in the comments area below. But if you're not in my email list, I encourage you to be in my email list, because if you are in my email list, you will get an email with the link to register for these live webinars. If you cannot attend live, no problem. They will be uploaded in this channel anyway. And one more announcement that I'm super excited is that this year uh, a, um, I am included in this awesome bundle that it is called ultimate the ultimate vegan health and weight loss bundle. We had it last year at about the same time in February. It was an epic event, because there are so last year there were about 100 offerings, and basically these are real offerings, real products that people pay hundreds of dollars to get one. And this bundle has been put together brilliantly by Chef AJ and her team. And you will get, I can't give many details, but you will be very surprised. Just take a look at it. Just take a look at it. It's not available yet. On Friday, February 3rd at 7 a.m. Pacific time, that's going to be 9 a.m. Central, I think, 7, yeah. And then 10 a.m. Eastern time, you will get an email from me with the link to the website so that you can take a look at this bundle. I am included. I have a beautiful PDF with great pictures of 6 of these easy meal ideas that I show the participants of my 7-day program, and you will see results because they're delicious. They're easy to make. You can rotate them, and that's what many of you need in order to stay on track. So that is part of the bundle. If that was the only thing in it, it would be worth it, because this is 10 years of work that is in there. But you're going to get way more than that. So make sure that you're in my email list so that you can get the link, or that at least you will come back to this video and look for the link. So today, I wanted to talk about a controversial topic, which is the topic of nuts and seeds. I hope that you are hearing me. So if you're watching this live, if you could uh, write a comment there, yes, I can hear you. That would be great. You know, technology sometimes is crazy, and sometimes works beautifully, and sometimes it doesn't. So I just want to make sure that you can hear me. Okay, so great. Thank you very much. So let's talk about nuts and seeds and why this is a controversial topic. Well, it is because many doctors out there that are plant-based, whole food plant-based, and dietitians and uh, health coaches like me, they recommend that you must eat nuts and seeds every day, making it sound like if you don't, you're going to die of nut deficiency. Okay. As far as I know, nobody and all the doctors that I've known and know, none of them have ever said that they got a case of the hospital of someone who died of nut deficiency. So you're not going to die if you don't eat nuts for the rest of your life. And what is the deal? Well, let me see some of my notes here so that I can be concise. Sometimes I may sound like I'm saying that nuts and seeds are not healthy, but that is not true. Nuts and seeds are a whole food, they're healthy, just like avocados are a whole food and they're healthy, just like olives are whole foods and healthy. And the problem, the issue is here that nuts and seeds, on average, on average, have 2,800 calories per pound. I know that many of you could eat a pound in one day, maybe in 2 or 3 days, maybe in a week, but that is an extra 2,800 calories, mostly coming from fat. And fat is easily stored in your body as body fat. It doesn't have to do, your body doesn't have to work or spend a lot of calories to save it as fat. So, just 1 ounce of nuts and seeds is 200 calories. So it is a lot. Okay, and the issue here is that some people have a difficult time refraining or measuring what they eat. You literally could put a bag of nuts in front of me, and for a whole year I won't touch them because I don't care for them. It's not that I don't like them, but they don't attract me at all. So I know, for example, Chef AJ, to give you an example of someone that you may know, but there are many out there who, for a long time, haven't been able to lose weight. Chef AJ tells the story of how, um, for her last few pounds that she needed to lose, there was no way to lose them, and she was eating 1 ounce of nuts every day until she gave up that. Uh, she did not see the weight going down. And so, in her case, stopping the consumption of nuts was the answer. In my case, it is bread. Okay, so you're not here in my house. I could tell you that I don't eat bread, that I don't have any problem with bread, that I am nearly perfect in every way. But and you wouldn't know because you're not here. But I'm open. I tell it like it is. I have a an addiction problem or issue with bread. So other people, you can put bread in front of them and they won't eat it, or they will eat a little piece and that's it. Just like I can eat 1 or 2 nuts and that's it, and I don't have to eat it anymore. But that's not me. Okay. So if you are overweight or obese, then that's not you. Okay. Just like I could have a drink of, a little glass of wine and I can barely drink it because I really don't like it. maybe I can drink it because there is a party or for a social something, but uh, and that's it. But if I had a problem with alcohol or was really, alcoholic, I couldn't do it. It wouldn't be me. That would not be the person who could be drinking a glass of wine. So you have to ask yourself, are nuts and seeds the best choice for me, even though they're healthy? Okay, some bread and pasta, it's healthy. It's made with whole wheat. Some of them are made with like some kind of flour that may be from lentils or something like that. But still, for someone like me who cannot measure or restrict or contain himself, that's not me. I cannot have that. Does that mean that I never have it? No. Unfortunately, every now and then, and when I say every now and then, it could be once a month, once every 2 months, I will have a piece of bread, okay? Because I would like to not have it, but sometimes I want it badly. And so I make sure that it's not in my house available all the time. It could be that I went out somewhere and I had it, and that was it. So that is the real issue with this. Um, Knowing yourself and knowing if eating nuts is something beneficial to you, if you're looking to lose weight, if you have achieved your ideal weight, or if you're slim, thin, and have no other problems, health issues, then go ahead, eat them. Okay, they are healthy. So let me see here what else I wanted to tell you. Um, fatty acids. Fatty acids are not only present in nuts. Okay, they're also present in dark uh, green, leafy green vegetables. About 3% of the calories come from fatty acids. Also, fruit has about 1%. Actually, things like oats are 20% fat. Okay, so you will be getting fat from many other sources. If you're concerned about being fatty acid deficient, if you have fat in your body, don't get too concerned about it. Okay. As far as I can tell, if you stop eating the foods that are keeping you fat or addicted to them, it always works. Okay. When I stopped eating bread every day and pasta every week, I actually saw the results. Okay. So it usually works. For some of you, also, eating these kinds of foods, nuts, for example, um, will create the trigger, we could say. They could trigger other foods that are high in fat. So that's another reason uh, to not eat them. So the best way to tell if this is you, don't tell yourself, I will give up what I love most, which is nuts and seeds, for the rest of my life. Maybe that's too drastic and overwhelming. Why don't you say, I will I will do a little experiment. And for 21 days, 3 weeks, we could almost do anything for 21 days. For 21 days, I'm just not going to eat any nuts and seeds. And I will see what happens. That would be the best, more sensible way of telling what's going on. Let's see what else I wanted to mention. Let's see. Can here. Okay. So a lot of the experts, whether they're doctors or not, that recommend the consumption of nuts and seeds are people who have no weight problems and who have no addiction to nuts and seeds. So it is easy. For example, for me, it would be easy to say, uh, eat nuts and seeds. They're healthy. They're good for you, because I eat nuts maybe like, I don't know, 2 3 times a year, and just, I don't know, maybe it's there in something. So for me, it's not a problem. But I couldn't eat, say, well, eat bread and pasta all the time, because if I do that, I would gain my 70 pounds back pretty quickly. We just have to use something that has kind of disappeared nowadays, and it is called common sense. And common sense is just um, thinking, learning how to think, and putting things in perspective, and then running some experiments. Will tell you what's going on in your body. In my 7-day program, I like to personalize the program to every participant, because what's good for someone is not doesn't work for somebody else. So that's important. You all probably know about Dr. Alan Goldhammer, the founder and director of this wonderful place called True North Health Center, where I go once a year and do fasting and detoxing. So if Dr. Goldhammer, who is one of the people that has the most willpower and restraint in the world, I don't think I've met somebody quite like that. If he has to measure the nut, because I think he likes cashews. If he has to measure the cashews in little bags of 1 ounce each and put them in the freezer, so that he will only eat that 1 ounce a day, because he cannot control otherwise. If he has to do that, then what's left for all of us regular human beings? That tells you the power of some of these foods. That if this is if those kinds of food have so much power on you, then you have to restrict them or eliminate them, at least, like I said, for 21 days, to see what happens. Let's see what else. That's basically it. So to round it up, nuts and seeds are healthy foods. They're whole foods. Yes, they don't have as much water as this honeydew melon, which I had to take one more bite of. Nuts don't have as much water as some other foods. That honey nut melon has probably trace amounts of fat. So they're not unhealthy. It's just that they may not be for you. That's what you've got to 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 consider. Maybe you haven't thought of that yet. Maybe that's not the food, the best choice for you. Maybe there are other things that can satisfy you, that will help you go over that hump to lose the weight that you want. Again, if you have lost all your weight, you're at the ideal weight, you're healthy, you don't have any heart disease, you can have avocados and nuts and seeds and nut butters, have it, it's fine. But if you do have issues with weight or with heart disease or with high cholesterol or fatty liver, things like that, you probably need to at least consider running this very simple and safe experiment of 21 days, not eating these foods. And then, of course, doing blood work or whatever if you're trying to figure out if your levels of fatty acids is right or if your cholesterol went down. But you will be able to see it in the scale. Okay. So the issue is not if they're healthy or not. The issue is that there are foods that are way, way higher in calories than others. Like I said, it's not the same to eat potatoes and sweet potatoes that are 400 to 500 calories per pound, and 1 pound of potatoes and sweet potatoes with all the fiber and water intact is going to fill you up pretty well. It's not the same a pound of that food at 400 or 500 calories per pound than a food that has 2,800 calories per pound. Okay, you can see that. You can see the difference. And calories are not calories. Okay, the calories that come from complex carbohydrates like potatoes and sweet potatoes without any fat added. Okay, we're not going to go into the issue of adding cheese and butter and oil and all that on that, because then that's what causing you to get fat, not the potato or the sweet potato. um, those complex carbohydrates are burned very fast because that's the ideal fuel that your body wants to burn. And if for some reason it doesn't get burned, it's stored as glycogen in your liver or under your muscles, and it's pretty much unnoticeable, and it's going to be used later, even as heat. That's what it's used for. But fat, our bodies are designed to hold on to fat for those years or days or weeks of famine. The problem is that nowadays most of us live in areas where the famine never arrives, and so the fat always stays there. So let's see some of your questions. How much bread do you need to eat to get fat? More than I can eat. Well, there is not a one answer fits all, and that's what we're used to in our current age. We want that easy answer that fits all, and there's no such thing. And I teach that in my 7-day program, and I do encourage you to look at it because you do get results, and we get this. We log in 3 times a day, and we talk about basically it's practical. So I encourage you to do that. We don't eat bread in that week that we do the program. We don't eat nuts and seeds. We eat fiber and water in delicious meals that I show how to do. And people lose weight, they get reset, they get detox. So, how much bread? Basically, none. Okay. So, if you are trying to lose weight, there is no good amount of bread. Okay. So, that is the answer. If you are not trying to lose weight, then you can have some. When I started my journey with the Starch solution, with Dr. McDougall's program, the Starch solution, and I had 70, 75 pounds to lose, when I gave up all of the animal products and dairy and oil, uh, I kept eating bread and pasta, and I was losing weight. I was losing a lot of weight, 8 pounds, 10 pounds a month. But at some point in the journey, when I lost most of the weight, I had to start considering giving up other things like nuts and seeds. I mean, I wasn't eating too much of that, like some salt, processed salt and sugar. And in my case, especially flour. So the more I cut down on that, the more weight I lost. And when I introduce flour in my eating, I gain it back. Okay, so I am very, how can I say, I just susceptible to flour. In my body doesn't respond well to flour. So how much bread do you need to eat? Uh, how much bread do you need to eat to get fat? So if you're wanting to get fat, eat it every day. Eat toast for breakfast and put some uh, slices of avocado and tomato. Also eat it for lunch, and then make have bread with your food. Eat pasta, several times a week. Um, if you want to get overweight or obese, then eat it every day, and you'll get it. Okay, that is if your um, body makeup responds that way. I know people who eat bread and are not fat. So there are issues to consider here. Our genetic makeup does matter. I could eat nuts and seeds, and I don't know if I would get fat because I don't eat them because I'm not interested in them. But I would have to see how my body responds to that. So, have you seen eating whole food plant based not work for anyone who tried this way of eating? No, I haven't. What I have seen is that people miss this one word, the word whole. It just seems to not get processed in the brain. They get the whole, they get the plant based, but they somehow forget the word whole. So they start to eat peanut butter, or they eat a lot of soy products that are processed, so the fiber and the water is taken out, or they eat a lot of shakes and smoothies where the fiber has been torn into a million pieces. And again, it's not unhealthy, but for some people that are trying to lose weight, drinking calories is not the way to lose weight, because you can drink a lot of calories. But when you have to eat them, there is a process in our body that eating them, eating food rather than drinking it, creates more a feeling of satiety. So there's a lot of components here. It's not just one way. So I really haven't seen it. People who attend my 7-day program online, they all come because they have some issue with weight loss, or with maybe diabetes, or maybe fatty liver, or maybe they have an addiction. And some of them, every now and then, I get people who need to gain weight. But all of them, when they follow my plan of whole food, all we eat in that week is food that you can recognize, a tomato, kale, potato. I mean, everything is in its original form, with all of the nutrients in balance perfectly by nature. Nothing has been extracted from it and made into a uh, product that is processed. So if someone truly eats whole food, plant based, it will work. And it doesn't take 3 weeks. In 1 week, you can notice. You do have to know a few little tricks, I would say, or strategies that I can teach you. And then you're on your own. You're back on track. And focus on brown rice or potatoes. The best thing is to not focus on anything. Okay, the best thing is the way that eating whole food plant based works best is when you have a balance so that you're not eating just rice all the time or beans all the time or potatoes and sweet potatoes all the time. When you combine these, because there is a synergy that happens there that really works, the body is very wise. So my recommendation is that you rotate them. In my case, personally, okay, and I will underline that losing weight happens faster and easier for me when I eat mostly potatoes and sweet potatoes. And I have 100 ways of making them. So you can never get tired, and they're always delicious, and they're not combined with fatty foods. So I will never eat potatoes or sweet potatoes with avocados or nuts because that's not a wise uh, combination for someone who's has the goal of losing weight. If I wanted to gain weight, I would do that. So yes, I wouldn't focus on one thing alone. Brown rice is slightly better than white, but white rice is perfectly fine also. Of course, brown rice has more fiber. Um, but I would definitely one meal you have potatoes or sweet potatoes, then the next one you'll have rice, then maybe one day you'll have mostly potatoes and sweet potatoes, and the next day you'll have some rice and beans. And but you just have to have uh, I don't think you need to have more than 10 easy meal ideas that you rotate, and you will feel satiety, you will feel full, you will feel happy, you won't feel deprived, and that's all it takes. It really is simple. I really mean it. Simple is best. It can be simply delicious, and it can be simple to stay on track. So, how long before your body starts releasing body fat? Immediately. I mean, when you change to a whole food, plant-based way of eating that uh, it's centered around 10% fat from all your calories, 10, 12, maybe 15, it releases it. Okay, there is something that you can do that is safe for just about everybody on the planet, which Dr. Goldhammer recommends, and that is that you stop eating at about 7 p.m. or so, 6, 7, and then you don't eat anything else. And there are strategies to stop eating before you go to bed, and I teach that in the 7-day program. And then you go to bed. If the craving is too strong, you brush your teeth, you drink a glass of water, you go to bed. Then you have most of the time that you're going to do this mini fast, you're asleep, you're sleeping. Then you get up the next day, and you will delay your breakfast by a couple of hours. Personally, I'm never hungry early in the morning. If you can walk or exercise before you eat breakfast, and that's when you're going to lose fat. And this is called a 14 to 16-hour fast. It can be done every day. It's safe to do it every day, but do not go over 16 hours. Okay, the body is starting to it has burned most of the glycogen, and is starting to grab the fat reserves. So there are strategies like that and many others. But even if you don't do the 14, 16-hour um, fast every day, when you follow a whole food plant-based diet, and I underline the word whole, and you drink your water, uh, and you do minimal exercise, although that's not required, you will lose fat because you're not putting fat in. Okay, so you're putting 10% fat, 10, 15% fat. Just know that most Americans or people in the world who eat a standard American diet are eating 50, 60% fat. Okay, so we're saying 10%, and we can eat the most delicious and the best looking food that you can possibly imagine with just 10-15% fat. So you are going to burn it. Okay. So, how much water do you recommend? In my 7 day program, because we eat so much fiber and water in the food as unprocessed food, and we are eating the water. There is so much water in the food that I don't, I recommend 4 glasses. Most people will say 6 glasses. If you truly eat a whole food, plant based, unprocessed type of diet, you will have enough water in your food. You don't have to worry too much about it. What I recommend is that first thing in the morning when you get up, the first thing you do is you drink a glass of water. First of all, because during the night you have probably uh, mm, gotten dehydrated a little bit. But second, because that's going to help detoxify and it's going to start balancing the fluids. During the day, you can probably easily drink another 2 glasses. I do recommend a glass before going to bed, even if it's uncomfortable and you have to get up at night, but it really helps. So when you eat this way, you don't have to worry too much about how many glasses of water. Okay. Drink when you're thirsty is a good rule of thumb. That is absolutely right, because our eating and our drinking, uh, you know, uh, system that we have in place is very wise. Just like I don't have to be counting how many breaths I take a day because I breathe as many times as I needed, not one more or one less. The body tells me when I need air. The body tells you when you need water. The body tells you when you need food. Another thing I teach people in my 7 day program is you don't have to eat at 8 a.m. because it's breakfast. That's just something that was ingrained in us. You eat when you're hungry. If you are hungry at 11 in the morning, that's when you will eat. If you're one day you're not hungry, then you won't eat breakfast. Then if you're hungry 8 times a day, you will eat 10 times a day, but it will be a whole food, plant-based, unprocessed way of eating that is extremely low in calories and extremely low in fat. So it's high in volume, you're full, you have satiety, and you're eating healthy food that will keep you trim and healthy. Okay, so that is, we have to say something. As we get older, seniors, once we get to, I don't want to say old because I'm getting close to 60 years of age. So, but as we get older into the 70s and 80s, hopefully, if we live that longer in 90s, our our water um, mechanism can uh, not work quite right. And so that's why a lot of older people get dehydrated, because they are dehydrated, but their body it's not sending the signal that they need to drink water. Okay, so we do have to be careful as we get older, that if you're eating a whole food plant-based diet and processed, you will probably be okay because you will be eating your water, but you do need to have your 2-3 glasses of water during the day. Should you eat much more vegetables than starch if you need to drop weight? No, that's not a good way. You will starve. Your body will go into starve mode, and it eventually you will overeat on foods that are not healthy for you, because that's a strong instinct that the body has. The body has to preserve you alive for reproduction, okay? Even if you don't reproduce, but that's what the body does, okay? It has to, it wants to eat, and it wants to reproduce, basically. So you, the starch, the unprocessed, you know, carbohydrates and starch is the main part of your meals, the main part. And then together with that, you want to add greens for your heart health and so many other nutrients, and the fiber again. You want to add as much, I tell people 5 or 6 servings of greens. One serving of green is half a fist. It's not much, but that's what Dr. Esselstyn recommends for all of his heart patients and in general. So the 6 servings of greens is very easy to eat every day, but the starch, the unprocessed starch, it's extremely important because we are starchivores and we need that for our regular activities and energy that we do every day. Okay. Are you volume eating? Uh, I'm not sure what volume eating means. I eat until I am full, not I don't eat until I feel like I'm going to explode or, or feel sick. I eat until I'm comfortably full because I know that if I am hungry in 2 hours, I will eat then. If I'm hungry in 4 hours, I'll eat. If I'm hungry in a half an hour, I will eat. Why? Because in my refrigerator or kitchen, I always have food that is whole food, plant based, unprocessed. Always. I always have it. So I don't have to worry about it. I don't do volume eating if it means that you eat huge plates or amounts. I know people that are very thin in the whole food, plant based world who eats these plates that I couldn't eat. And well, it works for them. Okay. So we've got to get it in our brain that we have to find our own journey. We have to find what works for us. Is that something you recommend, volume eating? I what I recommend is that, again, if you're eating really clean, whole food, plant based, mostly food that has the fiber intact and all the water there hasn't been extracted, I recommend that you eat when you're hungry. Number one, that's the number one rule that I have in my program, that you eat when you're hungry, even if it's 2 times a day or if it's 10 times a day. I don't care how many times. Eat when you're hungry and eat until you're satisfied, because we're not in a regular restricting diet that we know that we have to restrict. And so since I'm going to have to restrict, I better eat a lot now in case I get hungry later. We don't have that issue. That's the beauty of this way of eating. Okay. um, yeah, well, you're saying I like finding your own journey. Yes, you do have. It's a journey, and I love it so much in my 7-day program because since we do it over Zoom, we get to see each other. If people want to turn on the cameras, we get to talk, and we become a big family and a big group of friends, and we all see how each one is having a different path, a different journey. I recommend a food journal so that you can then later read and see what, just learn about yourself, basically. Learn about the foods that you're eating and when you're eating and how you're eating them, etc. All right. Well, thank you for watching this video. Remember to join me for the 10 days that I'm going to do one recipe a day that is going to be a simple meal, like the ones that I'm describing now. I'm starting this Friday, February 3rd, and I'm going to do one per day for 10 days. And make sure that you sign up for that. It's free. There's no fee at all, but you need to have the link. So if you want to email me, my email is info@plantemas.com. Okay. And my website is plantemas.com. And you can go there. And I'm going to put the link so that you can see, at least you can read about this 7-day program that I am absolutely certain that you will love and it will work. And then on Friday, remember that it's on Friday at 6 a.m. Pacific time, that will be 10 a.m. Central. I mean, that will be 8 a.m. Central. Uh, I think it's 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I can't remember, but 6 or 7 a.m. Pacific. Um, the this awesome bundle will be available. I will need to give you the link to the website for you to at least look at it. Don't just at least take a look. But this year I'm included in it, and it is called the Ultimate Vegan Health and Weight Loss Bundle. Truly amazing. And I have a PDF there with beautiful pictures of 6 of these simple and delicious meal ideas. You could come back to this video and look for that link on Friday, or you can be in my email list and I will send you the link. Okay, goodbye, everyone, and have a great week. Bye bye.